Hi guys, I'm Kim and today I'm going to be doing a wrap up / my thoughts on episodes 1 and 2 of season 6 of Game of Thrones. So we've been waiting for Game of Thrones, like for season 6 for ages, ever since, especially that cliffhanger and all the things. So I've decided I'm taking notes while I'm watching the episodes and I'm gonna do what I think about the episodes. It's, oh my god, episode 2 is just so many feels. But yes, okay, I'm gonna start at the beginning with episode 1, and I'm dressed as Sansa because I'll dress as Sansa this time and Daenerys another time, and I don't know who else I can dress as, but today I'm Sansa. So, and also my hair works for it. Oh, after wait, there's just so much excitement for this. We've been counting down the days, and my roommate and I are just like, oh, it comes out soon. It's great. It's a bonding point for us. So episodes 1 and 2 are fantastic. I loved episode 2 especially. But episode 1, they pretty much show most of the characters and this is where they are at. Yeah, you see everyone and it's good. I love episode 2 though. Episode 2 right now it's just got me feeling all the feels. So that's it for the non-spoilery section. I'm going to get into spoilers and lots of them. So one thing that I noticed right at the beginning is, the opening sequence, it takes a minute and we all love the song and everything. The sky and everything in it's now darker. That's just one little thing I picked up on. It's winter is definitely coming. I think is winter going to be this season? Is it going to actually say winter is here? Because there is more snow everywhere. It is getting colder. So it picks up right where I left off with Jon dead on the ground, and you're and I'm just here waiting for something to happen to bring him back, because we know he can't stay dead. And Ghost is howling, and it's just and you just see Jon dead on the ground there, and you're just no, I can't deal with this, he can't be dead. And Sir Davos and the loyal Night's Watch, the ones that are loyal to Jon, come and get him and lock themselves in a room and grab Ghost, because Ghost is awesome, and if it comes to a fight they're gonna need him. And Lady Melisandre comes in and she's looking hopeless. I'm really annoyed with Lady Melisandre at the moment, the red woman. I understand though, Stannis Baratheon died and there was a whole hope and everything, and he's dead, and it's just okay. Although we didn't actually see him get killed, they led to it, but they didn't actually show it, whereas they're normally very careful about showing us. So it makes me wonder. She's looking hopeless, and because she's I saw Jon fighting at Winterfell with us and all that, and it's just and I'm here going, why don't you bring him back so that can still happen? That can still happen. You can bring him back. So frustrated with her, because we said, a theory was that Melisandre's going to bring him back. So, just very frustrated, and we're getting through this episode, we're you're going to bring him back, right? He's not still dead. And every time I see Ollie, I'm just you fucking little shit, you little... all the middle fingers are just out at the screen at all times. I'm just no, I am so angry at you. You cannot look at me. You cannot do anything. You look like you've aged a lot since you killed Jon, and you look so much harder. You're no longer the little innocent person that you were, and it's just I am not happy with you, Ollie. I fucking hate you. I can't stand you right now. I am freaking out. And one of the loyal Night's Watch people has gone to go get the wildlings, because well, it's a whole lot of them, and they're loyal to Jon Snow, so if it comes to a fight, you're going to need a lot of people. Then we see Sansa and Theon running from Bolton's men, because you don't want to go back to that. Oh, poor bloody Sansa, her life is shit. Maybe it's going to get better after episode 2. Ooh, I want to know what her future is. Ooh, I'm so excited for that. Sansa and Theon running, and Leon has become a lot more himself and is loyal to Sansa now and is trying to help her so much, and it's just like, you're back in my heart. I try and forget like that he burned those 2 boys and all that. Shh, that didn't happen. No, he's now the nice person who's helping Sansa. He's doing anything to help her. He's become loyal to her. I'm just like, yes. Oh yeah, and when they finally catch up to them, because it's hard. They're on horses and with hounds, and you're just here freezing to death, running. They eventually catch up. And Theon's like, hide, I'll go lead them off. Which of course doesn't work because I have the hounds, and it's just like, nah, I don't believe you. But who comes along right at the right time? Brienne. I'm like, yes, yes, Queen, come in. Oh, so happy to see Brienne. And Podrick as well. Podrick can now wield a sword pretty well, and he's riding his horse fight. It's like, yes, go Podrick. He can wield a sword, and then after all, they're dead, and Brienne offers us their services to Sansa again, and she accepts. It's just like, yes, Queen, like Sansa, just, you're making the right choices now. You're going along a good path. And it also gives Brienne some purpose after she, like, all of her time, yeah, she's been saving Catelyn and all that, but her main thing was to kill Stannis for killing. Now, protecting Sansa is her new purpose. And now we go to King's Landing, where the ship from Dawn's arriving, and Cersei's like, one little bit of happiness, Myrcella's coming back. No! I love Myrcella. And the few little scenes that we saw Myrcella, she was so sweet and kind, and then she's dead, and it's like, no. And yeah, Cersei's happy for a moment, and she just sees that little boat coming in with only Jaime there, and behind him is a golden shroud. And we link back to that prophecy, which I explained to Dad as he was watching it, because he watched his way behind me. And he goes, and we're just like, yeah, I have a feeling that's going to definitely come into play, this prophecy with the gold will be their crowns, gold will be their shrouds. And 2 of them are dead. I wonder if Tommen's going to die in this season. He's like, they're leading to it, because it's like gold will be their shrouds. I reckon we will see Tommen die. Well, Cersei will see Tommen die. I don't think she will die before Tommen does. Myrcella was the only good thing that Cersei made, she felt like. And she's dead, and it's just, she was such a good person though, to come from that family. She was so nice and sweet, and it gave Cersei hope, and now that's gone, and I think Cersei's going to be a bit fierce now. It's just like, don't cross her. And we see Marjorie, like we rarely saw her last season. We kept seeing Cersei in prison, but we didn't see Marjorie. And they're finally asking her to confess like they did with Cersei and all that, and I'm here thinking like, they've already got proof. I'm sounding like a horrible person. I might be different in her place, but like they're asking her to confess that she lied, whereas you've already got proof that she lied, kind of. How are you going to disprove that? You might be better off just confessing. And it can't be as worse for Marjorie as it was for Cersei, because Marjorie only lied, whereas Cersei did a whole lot. Oh yeah, and Scepter is just a bit harsh with Marjorie. It's like, oh yeah, we'll have a look at it. I'll try and convince her to be more gentle. It's like, I don't believe you. I don't believe the High Sparrow when he talks. I think he talks a lot of shit. So he comes in and plays good cop, but really he's still a bad person. Oh, and with Dawn, and the prince gets killed by the sand snakes, and those sand snakes are a force to be reckoned with. They're playing all nice and everything's good, and then it's like, nah, die. Prince Oberyn, I can't pronounce his name. I love him, he's lovely. Like, I'm not in love with him, but I love his character. It's just like, you are a nice person. You and Myrcella, I've shipped so much. They were perfect together. They were arranged marriage, they actually fell in love before they got married, and they didn't get married. It's never gonna happen. And it's not okay. But yeah, and it's like, he's painting he's painting in the eyes on the stones of the dead people. I think that would be for my cellar. And it's just like, my heart, my poor heart can't deal with this. I told you I'm not hungry. And they're like, we're not here for your food or whatever. Which one of us do you want to kill you? And he picks one. Then he turns his back on the other one. And I'm here going, don't do it. Don't do it. You never turn your back. And what happens? Spear right through the back of his head out the front. And I'm just like, you idiot. Why? You should know not to do that. That's not what happens. And then we go to Tyrion and Lord Varys. Varys. That's it, Varys. And Tyrion with his horrible, Valyrian is like, I want to eat your baby, whereas he's trying to give money to feed the baby, not so he could eat the baby. And it's just like, oh Tyrion, maybe you need to brush up on your Valyrian if you're gonna be able to survive in this world. I mean, you're trying to help the queen, and you might need to know how to speak the language to be able to help a bit more. Oh, and then all the ships are lit on fire, so they're not sailing on Westeros anytime soon. Which makes me think maybe we'll wait another season, which I think there's only going to be 7 books, so maybe there's only going to be 7 TV series. So does that mean that Dany, I reckon in the last season, it's all going to have to come up to bits, because, like, come together. Because Dany's always been off the side, and I think she'll go to Westeros next season. Well, I could be wrong. This is just me making some guesses. But yeah, maybe not this season, because all those ships are lit on fire. And then we see Dany with the Dothraki, and she's being very smart. She's being very quiet and not saying anything, just going along with it, taking in everything she can, learning what she can. And once again, she's being insulted, like she doesn't understand what they're saying. It's just like, you are going to pay for that later. She's queen. She's queen of a lot of things. And the first time she speaks to them in fluent Dothraki is when she's meeting Khal Moro, and he's like, is there anything better than seeing a naked woman for the first time? And his sons, maybe? List of like 4 other things, and he's like, it's amongst the top 5. You happy? It's just like, yeah. And goes to undress her, and she's like, do I write down exactly what she said? Yeah, not to touch her, blah blah blah. She's queen of this, queen of that. You're queen of nothing, ha 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 ha. And she's like, no. I'm the wife of Khal Drogo, son of Khal... I don't know what his father's name was. And then we find out about this whole thing. Oh, but before that, he's saying, oh yeah, you'll bear the son, bear a horse, or like a son that will be a horse or something like that. And she's like, I will bear no children to anyone. Like she'll bear no children to anyone. But hasn't she been sleeping with what's his name? And it was just like, but how are you stopping that? Are you doing medieval contraceptives there? Maybe, because that might be awkward otherwise. And back to the being Khal Drogo's widow. They're treated with respect, but they don't do anything. They just go and live out their days in the Dosh Khaleen, Centre Baelish Dothrak, the Temple of Dosh Khaleen, and they live out their days with the other widows of past Khals. So it's just like, okay. Oh, and once again we have that whole it is known thing, and I'm like, oh, yep. Linking back to the thing, oh, well, that's because that's like culture. But yeah, it's just like little reminders, like, oh, it is known. And the wives are like, cut off her head. It's just like, I'm glad I'm not blind because I can see that you're beautiful, but I would know because my wives would say, cut off her head. Then we see Arya finally, and she's blind and she's begging, and one of the no one comes along and makes her fight with sticks, and she can't see, so she's failing utterly. And she's like, I'll see you tomorrow. So once again we have this whole thing that comes into the next episode, episode 2. Yeah, like the last part then is back at Castle Black, and we have Sir Alistair telling Sir Davis that he'll grant amnesty if they throw down their arms by nightfall, and allow Sir Davis to head south, blah blah blah, and they don't believe him. They know it's going to end with a fight. It's not going to easily let them go. Come on, they ain't dumb. So their only chance is the wildlings coming or the Red Woman. And we go back to the Red Woman, Melisandre, and she looks utterly broken, utterly defeated. And I'm just like, where is your feistiness? You are not the same person you were in the previous season. What's going on here? She just looks so tired and done with everything. It's like, I can understand, but you need to come back. You need to bring back Jon Snow. My whole thing, because I am counting on her to bring back Jon Snow. It's just like, no, it has to happen. It has to happen. And yeah, and so she just starts undressing as you do, and it's like, okay. Then she takes that necklace off. And you're like, okay, she is not as she appears. She's maybe 400 years old or something, I've read through the internet. It's like, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so that was a very interesting end to episode 1, and I was just, I didn't know what to make of that. It's like, okay, you're very old, and I was just, actually at one part I'm like, is she gonna die? Is she losing her will to live because she's lived this long? She just wants to sleep in her own body and blah blah blah. But I'm counting on her to bring back Jon Snow, and yeah. So yeah, let's move on to episode 2. So, episode 2. I just watched this episode today, and oh my god, it gave me all the feels. So, we see Bran, and it's just like, yes, he looks so much older now, and he's with the three-eyed raven, and he sees his dad and his uncle sword fighting, and it's like, yes. And Lyanna rides in on a horse, and I'm just like, oh, Lyanna. And Brad's like, I've never seen her. My father never talked about her. It's just like, oh, we finally meet Lyanna, who we've heard lots about and everything. Especially in the first season was when Lyanna was kind of mentioned. And Bran, just looks so happy to be home, and he's walking up to them, and I'm just like, Bran's walking! I know he can't do it in real life, but he can in his visions. And he looks so happy to be home, and the episode's called Home, so that's how it's linked in, I guess. And we find out that Hodor's name is Willis, and he could fully talk and everything. It's just like, okay, so something happened there. We don't know exactly what happened that made Hodor only say Hodor, and for them not to know that means you'd think it would have been a story or whatever that they would have heard about, because his father knew, so I reckon a few people knew, but it's been kept really hush-hush for them not to know what actually happened. So something bad happened with someone, and it's been hushed up so that no one knows. So we're back at the wall. Damn it, why do I forget everything? Oh, Sir Alistair is like, time is up. You have to lay down your arms. We'll let you go. We'll let Ghost go north of the wall where he's supposed to be, and blah blah. And they're starting to smash in the door, and the wildlings finally show up. It's like, yes, about time. And they try and fight. Oh, actually, not even fully try and fight. They start a little bit, and then it's just like, no, they got a giant. Lay down her arms. So they do that, and they chuck Sir Alistair in the jail, in the cells, and then they look at Jon Snow, and the wildlings are like, I'll get our men to build a pyre for his body or whatever, to burn it. And I'm here going, no, Jon Snow is not dead. You cannot burn him, because then that's different. You ain't gonna come back from being burned to ashes. So here I am going, no, you have to come back. Melisandre, come back. You have to help him. So then we go to King's Landing, and one of the peasants is bad-mouthing Cersei when she's doing her work of shame. When she was doing her work one of the peasants is bad-mouthing Cersei when she was doing her walk of shame, and her new guard just comes along as when he goes off to pee, just smashes his head against the wall, and you see the brain matter on the wall, and just like, oh my god, you're so strong. I'm here going, are you fully human? Because you're massive. And maybe he's half giant. I wonder what the go is with that guard, because he said he's not going to talk. He's taken a vow of silence until all his queen's enemies are gone. But, like, why would you serve Cersei? That's the other thing. Like, of all the people to serve, why are you loyal only to Cersei? What's the go there? There's something funny going there. I don't know what yet. Hopefully we find out this season. Oh, and then Cersei tries to go to Mycella's funeral, and Tommen has ordered the guards not to let her out of Red Keep, and so she's stuck there, which I feel really bad for her. Like, Mycella's gorgeous, and we love her, and she's so kind, and so she stays there. And then we go to Mycella's funeral with Tommen and Jaime, and they're having a talk about why haven't you forgiven your mother, why haven't you gone and seen her, and it's just like, he feels bad. He can't protect, how is he supposed to protect the realm if he can't protect his wife and mother? So he's just feeling all this guilt and everything, and it's just like, oh, Tommen, don't turn dark on me now. He's looked like he's turning a bit dark since Marjorie's in jail, and I'm just like, no, well, not in jail, in a cell. I should be right. Then we find out that, well, the High Sparrow saw the stones are eyes the stones represent closing your eyes in this life and opening them in another life or in another world. And then Tommen sees his mother, visits Cersei and apologizes, and he felt bad because he doesn't feel strong. She told him to be strong, and he's not being strong, and he's like, help me. So that happens, and they do that. I feel sorry for Tommen after losing Marjorie. It's just like, he's no longer that nice, innocent little boy anymore. I don't want him to turn into Joffrey. I don't want him to turn into that cruel person. And then we're back at Meereen and apparently Slavers Bay has all returned to being slaves. All the slavers have come back, and so it's just like, now that Daenerys is off with the Dothraki, it's kind of falling apart a bit. And the dragons aren't doing well in captivity. They're not eating, and so Tyrion's like, I love Tyrion, he's awesome. That's what I do. I drink and I know things. Yeah, dragons don't do well in captivity. They just waste away and become the size of cats apparently over several generations. So you don't really want to keep them locked up. But you don't want to let them out either, because then they can eat lots of people, and it's finding the balance, I think. And that dragons are very smart, and they know they hold affection for the ones that help them, but so much fury for their enemy. And so Tyrion goes to free the dragons, and I was just here. I was like, if I was him, I'd be shitting myself. I'd be so scared. He's walking down the dragons look magnificent in these shots. They're just, oh my god, they're beautiful, beautiful things. And he's like, please don't eat the help. Oh no. I'm here to help. Please don't eat the help. And she's like, yes, Tyrion. And he's telling a story about how he always wanted a dragon, and now he's actually with dragons, and he lets go. He opens the collar on one of them, and it smashes to the ground, and then the other dragon's like automatically just like moving its neck, so it's right there for him to undo it. It's like, you smart dragon, you know what he's doing now. You ain't gonna eat him. Oh, and as Tyrion's leaving, he says to Lord Varys, next time I have an idea like that, punch me in the face. It's just like, yes. So much Tyrion. Tyrion is awesome. He's such a good character. He's the best Lannister there is. And then we're back to Arya, and there's a fight scene. Like again, no one comes along and makes her fight, and when Arya like lashes out in all directions, hitting no one, hitting nothing, because nobody is there. And then all of a sudden, no one grabs her stick and says, what is your name? And she's like, no one. And it's like, and then he starts, because it's back to her mentor now, the face that no one is wearing. Yeah, it's like, if a girl says her name, a man will let her sleep under a roof tonight. And she's like, a girl does not have a name. And it keeps going on like this. He will give her, if a girl says her name, a man will feed her tonight, will feed a girl tonight, and a girl has no name. Or if a girl says her name, a man will give her eyes back, and a girl has no name. And it's just like, oh, to offer, to like throw up your eye, like to not, she so wants it so badly that she's willing to not have her vision, not get her vision back. It's just like, oh, sweetie, I hope you do well. I don't want you to make another mistake and get worse. And so then she's following him. He's like, come, a girl is not a beggar anymore. So Arya's got good things ahead. Hopefully she can finally become no one. She needs to let go of so much stuff though. That's gonna be hard. It's not gonna be an easy road for her. And then the Boltons, they want to kill Jon Snow. Because they want all the Starks dead, because they can't be Warden of the North. They can't hold on to the North while the Starks are alive, because the Starks are the rightful people. Everyone knows that. The North remembers. The North remembers. So yeah, then they're like saying, oh, let's go kill Jon Snow. They don't know that Jon Snow's already dead. But it's like, nah, we're gonna go kill Jon Snow. And it's just like, you really want to kill the Lord Commander? So that's gonna be interesting how they're gonna do that. But they don't know Jon Snow's dead. And then find out Lord Bolton's son's born. And so Ramsay just becomes Psycho Ramsay again. And kills his father, which I kind of saw coming. Like, I'm like, one of you's gonna die. Kills him, and then summons his stepmother and stepbrother, and ends up feeding them to the dogs. And when they were opening it, I'm like, no, not like this. That's not how you do your family. Which brings a question. Who is worse, Joffrey or Ramsay? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But, like, Joffrey was so cruel and evil, and, like, so was Ramsay. And at first I think Joffrey was bad, like, really, like, is the worst. But, if you think about it more, Joffrey never hurts his family, or, the people that he loves. Like, his mother and all that, he kind of listened to his mother. Whereas Ramsay kills his father and his brother and his stepmother without even flinching, just to keep a hold of it. So it's just like, they're both super evil. I don't know who is worse though. That's an interesting thing. And then we're back at the wall, which is the best part. Oh my god, there's so many feels. So Davos is here trying to convince Melisandre to try and bring Jon Snow back. And she's lost all faith in herself and the Lord Light, because Stannis is dead. And she's like, hurry up, Melisandre, come back to yourself. Wake up, girl. Stop wallowing in your self-pity, even though you're like 400 years old. And so they go into they go into the room with Jon Snow, and she's here trying to perform the ritual, cutting off bits of his hair and washing his hair, like cut the bits of hair that she cut off, chucked it into the fire, then washed his hair, and then she tries doing a spell and chanting or whatever she's saying, and there's no visible change, and she tries that a few times, and they're all giving up on it. They just don't believe it's going to happen, so they all leave. And I'm here watching going, why is Ghost asleep? This is a lot of action going on in the room. Not a lot of action, but there's stuff going on in the room. Why is Ghost asleep? And they keep going back to Ghost, and like the way it's all paced out, like, he has to come back. Jon Snow can't be dead. He has to come back. And so that everyone leaves the room, and Ghost is still there asleep. Ghost wakes up, and at the last little bit of the episode, we see Jon Snow wake up. It's like, yes, he's back. But then, like, yeah. I was so happy. I was yelling at the computer screen, and I think my roommate was going, "What's going on? Is someone dead? Is someone getting married? What's going on?" And I'm just like, "No, Jon Snow's alive. It's all good. It's just a TV show." But I'm so happy. She doesn't watch the show, so it's like, yeah. But yeah, does being dead, because they were saying way back in season 3 or whatever, when we first witnessed someone coming back from the dead in that way, that they had to do it as fast as possible. So would there be brain damage from being dead so long and then coming back to life without your brain having oxygen? That's Whereas I hope not. We want John to be back to normal, but every time it's a little bit less of them that comes back. So there's a lot of questions surrounding that, because we don't know a lot about people coming back from the dead. So damn happy about Jon Snow being alive. Yes, so Jon Snow's alive. This was so happy. But yes, I was wigging out this afternoon after I watched it. I was so happy. And that's why I'm filming this video as well, because Jon Snow lives. Yeah, so I think that's all for this video, guys. Let me know what you're thinking of season 6 so far down in the comments below. If you made it through this long video, I know it's a bit long, but it's just there's so many things to discuss. Yeah. Let me know who you think is worse, Ramsay or Joffrey? Yeah, I'm getting tired now. Ramsay or Joffrey, who you think is worse? Maybe I hate them both so much, so it's hard to tell. What your favorite thing was that happened in these past 2 episodes, and I'll see you guys next time. I'll try and make these videos every 2 episodes, I think, and that rather than every episode, and we'll see how it all comes together. But Jon Snow's alive. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye!